the quiet persistence of a love lost, and how its memory continues to define and redefine the landscape of a woman's heart through the decades. Sometimes the quietest rooms hold the loudest echoes of a life once shared. It is in these moments of stillness, when the world outside recedes, that the heart's true landscape reveals itself, painted with hues of remembrance and longing. Imagine, if you will, a room bathed in the soft, diffused light of a late afternoon. Perhaps it's your own sitting room, familiar and comforting, yet now imbued with a subtle, almost palpable presence. The scent of old books and dried lavender might mingle in the air, a fragrance that, without warning, pulls you back through the decades. This isn't merely a space, it's a vessel, a silent witness to countless moments, both grand and intimately small. And within its quiet embrace, the past begins to stir, not as a fading photograph, but as a living, breathing entity. We often believe that time, like a relentless river, carries away all traces of what once was. Yet the human heart, far more resilient than any stone, retains an intricate map of its journey. Each love, each profound connection, leaves an indelible mark, shaping the contours of our inner world. Think of the way a particular melody, perhaps one you haven't heard in years, can instantly transport you to a specific summer evening, the exact tilt of the moon, the feel of a hand in yours. This isn't mere recall, it's a re-experiencing, a vivid reanimation of a moment long past, proving love's timeless grip. Our brains, particularly the hippocampus, are masterful archivists, linking memories to sensory input, ensuring that the scent of rain on dry earth or the texture of a worn piece of fabric can bridge decades in an instant. These are not just fleeting thoughts. They are the enduring presence of past relationships, woven into the very fabric of our present selves. Have you ever found yourself reaching for an empty space beside you? A subconscious gesture born from years of shared presence? It's a quiet testament to how deeply others integrate into our daily rhythms. The comfort and ache of nostalgia are two sides of the same coin, each glinting with the light of what was. We revisit these mental landscapes, not out of a desire to dwell in sorrow, but to understand the intricate pathways that led us to who we are today. Like a beloved book, certain chapters of our hearts are reread endlessly, each time revealing a new nuance, a deeper layer of meaning previously overlooked. The stories of our lives, particularly those imbued with profound affection, are not static. They evolve with our present understanding, offering fresh perspectives on old emotions. A quiet evening spent alone, where the silence amplifies the ghosts of conversations and laughter, can be a profound experience. It's in these moments that we realize the past isn't truly past. It lives within us, a vibrant, if sometimes melancholic, force. The echoes aren't just sounds. They are the lingering warmth, the gentle pressure, the unspoken understanding that once filled the room. This isn't a burden. It's a testament to the depth of human connection, a quiet persistence that defies the passage of time. The act of remembering, especially emotional memories, is a powerful one. They tend to be more vivid and enduring, etched into our minds with remarkable clarity. This phenomenon, known as autobiographical memory, highlights how our personal past shapes our identity, making us who we are in the present moment. Consider an object, perhaps a faded photograph tucked away in a drawer, or a worn letter tied with a ribbon. The mere touch of it can unleash a flood of memories, not just visual, but emotional. It's as if the object itself holds a fragment of that time, waiting to be reawakened. These aren't just inanimate things. They are anchors to a past that refuses to be forgotten. The quiet room, then, becomes a metaphor for the inner landscape of memory, a sacred space where the heart communes with its own history. It's a place where the lines between past and present blur, and where the enduring nature of love and loss becomes profoundly evident. We learn that nostalgia, while tinged with a gentle sorrow, can also be a source of immense solace, reminding us of the richness of a life lived and loved. It's a quiet dialogue between who we were and who we have become, a conversation that continues long after the voices have faded. And in this dialogue, we find a profound understanding that the love we experienced, in its myriad forms, leaves an indelible mark on the soul, shaping our perceptions and experiences long after its immediate presence fades. The true revelation, perhaps, is not that these memories persist, but that they are not merely echoes. They are active participants in our present, guiding our choices, coloring our perceptions, and quietly affirming the enduring power of human connection. The melancholic beauty lies in recognizing that even in absence, there is a form of presence, a continuous thread connecting us to those who have shaped us. It's a subtle, yet profound dance between what was and what is, a testament to the heart's boundless capacity for remembrance. So as you sit in your own quiet room, allow the gentle tide of memory to wash over you. There is no need to grasp or to force. Simply observe. Notice the way certain sensations or thoughts bring forth faces, conversations, feelings. This quiet persistence of a love lost, and how its memory continues to define and redefine the landscape of a woman's heart through the decades, is not a burden, but a profound gift. It is a reminder that the deepest connections transcend time and circumstance, remaining an integral part of our being. This chapter has merely begun to open the door to a past that, though distant, continues to breathe within the present. We have touched upon the initial calm reflection and nostalgia, setting the stage for memories that are yet to unfold. In the next chapter, we will step further into these vivid recollections, immersing ourselves in the moments of intense joy and connection that once illuminated our lives, exploring how these powerful memories continue to shape the unfolding tapestry of our hearts. Like a beloved book, certain chapters of our hearts are reread endlessly, each time revealing a new nuance. We carry these stories not as burdens, but as intricate threads woven into the very fabric of who we become. And sometimes, the quiet hum of memory swells into a symphony, transporting us back to moments so vivid they feel as though they happened just yesterday. From the gentle, reflective echoes of the quiet room, we now step into a more vibrant space, a chamber of the heart where the past is not merely remembered, but re-experienced. This is where the initial spark of connection ignited, where two separate paths began to intertwine, forming a tapestry rich with shared laughter, unspoken understandings, and the profound joy of being truly seen. Think of those moments, perhaps, when a new friendship blossomed, or a significant relationship began, and how the world seemed to shift, ever so subtly, on its axis. I remember him first in the soft, diffused light of an autumn afternoon, across a crowded gallery. Not a grand, sweeping entrance, but a quiet turning of a head, a shared glance that held more questions than answers. It wasn't the kind of instant, dramatic recognition you read about in novels, but something far more subtle, like the first tentative brushstrokes on a canvas, hinting at a masterpiece. His smile, when it came, was a slow, unfolding warmth, not a sudden flash. It reached his eyes, crinkling at the corners, and in that moment, the ambient chatter of the room seemed to recede, leaving only the quiet hum of possibility. Have you ever felt that, a sudden, inexplicable clarity amidst the everyday blur? Our first real conversation was over lukewarm coffee, the kind that tastes better for the company than for its brew. We spoke of books, of distant travels, of the peculiar beauty found in forgotten things. There was an ease to it, a natural rhythm, as if our thoughts had always been conversing, just waiting for our voices to catch up. He had a way of listening, not just hearing, but truly absorbing each word. each inflection, as if my every utterance held a profound secret worth deciphering. This deep attentiveness, I've come to understand, is a rare and precious gift, a cornerstone of true connection. It's like finding a perfectly balanced stone on a beach, smooth and comforting in your palm. Then came the adventures, small and grand alike, the impromptu road trips to coastal towns, where the air tasted of salt and freedom, our laughter carried on the wind. The quiet evenings spent reading aloud to each other, the cadence of his voice a soothing melody against the backdrop of a crackling fire. These weren't merely events, they were woven into the very fabric of us, each thread a memory, each color a shared emotion. I recall one particularly vivid afternoon, caught in a sudden summer shower in a city park. Instead of seeking shelter, we simply stood, letting the cool rain drench us, laughing until our sides ached, feeling utterly alive and unbound. In that moment, the world narrowed to just the two of us, a perfect, glistening bubble of joy. It was a shared vulnerability, a spontaneous embrace of the unexpected, that deepened our bond beyond words. We learned each other's silent languages, the subtle shifts in expression, the unspoken cues that communicated volumes. He knew when a quiet hand squeeze was needed, when a shared glance was enough to convey understanding across a room. This profound attunement, this sense of being truly known, is a feeling that resonates long after its immediate presence fades. It's the quiet hum of oxytocin, the love hormone, doing its work, fostering attachment and trust. We built a world within our world, a sanctuary of shared dreams and whispered confidences. It was in these intimate moments, these shared vulnerabilities, that the true intensity of our connection was forged. Like two rivers merging, our individual currents became one, flowing with a greater depth and power. He had a particular habit of leaving small, thoughtful notes, a line from a poem tucked into my book, a silly doodle on a napkin after breakfast. These weren't grand gestures, but quiet affirmations, constant reminders of his presence and affection. They were like tiny, unexpected treasures, each one a testament to his gentle consideration. And I, in turn, found joy in anticipating his reactions, in tailoring my stories to his specific humor, in watching his face light up with understanding. This dance of mutual delight, this mirroring of affection, created an almost palpable energy between us. It was an exhilarating, yet deeply comforting space to inhabit. Do you remember the thrill of those early days, when every shared moment felt like a discovery? The pinnacle of this connection wasn't a single event, but a sustained period, a crescendo of shared life where every day felt imbued with purpose and joy. It was the feeling of waking up each morning, knowing that the day would hold not just life's ordinary demands, but also the extraordinary comfort of his presence. There was a particular evening, under a sky dusted with stars, where we lay on a blanket, simply talking, for hours. No grand pronouncements, no dramatic declarations, just the quiet, profound act of sharing our deepest selves, our hopes, our fears, our most cherished dreams. In that vast, silent expanse, beneath the indifferent gaze of ancient constellations, our connection felt boundless, eternal. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated bliss, a sense of belonging so complete it felt like coming home for the very first time. The world outside ceased to exist. There was only us, and the infinite tenderness of our shared universe. It was a limerence, perhaps, in its purest, most intoxicating form, an intense, involuntary state of infatuation and attachment that painted every moment with vibrant hues. These memories, these vivid impressions of intense joy and connection, are not relics confined to the past. They are living, breathing entities within me, shaping my understanding of love, of companionship, of what it means to truly connect with another soul. They remind me of the profound capacity for happiness, for shared vulnerability, and for the exquisite beauty of human attachment. Even now, decades later, recalling these moments brings a warmth, a quiet glow that illuminates the present. The details may soften around the edges, like old photographs, but the essence, the pure, unadulterated feeling, remains as potent as ever. Yet even the brightest stars eventually set, and the most vibrant tapestries, however lovingly woven, can fray at the edges. Such vivid recollections, while a source of enduring warmth, also carry a bittersweet undertone, a quiet whisper of what was and what now is not. As we gently release our hold on these radiant moments, we prepare to step into the silent spaces that follow, where the echoes of joy give way to the tender ache of absence and the contemplation of what might have been. The scent of rain on dry earth, or a particular melody, can transport us across decades in an instant, proving love's timeless grip. But even the brightest stars eventually set, leaving behind a sky that, though still beautiful, holds a different kind of quiet. We carry the warmth of those moments, those vivid connections, like embers in a hearth. Yet, inevitably, a coolness settles, a space where laughter once echoed, now filled with a profound, almost tangible silence. This is the landscape of what might have been, a territory not of despair, but of gentle, melancholic reflection. It begins subtly, this contemplation of absence. Perhaps with an empty chair at the breakfast table, a book left unread on the nightstand, or a habit that continues out of sheer muscle memory, a cup of coffee poured for two, only to realize these are not grand gestures of grief, but the quiet, persistent reminders woven into the fabric of daily life. The brain, in its intricate wisdom, seems to keep pathways open to those we've loved, almost as if expecting their return. Have you noticed how a particular turn of phrase, a shared inside joke, still surfaces in your thoughts, even when there's no one there to share it with? It's a testament to how deeply these connections are etched within us. We find ourselves in familiar places, a park bench where conversations once flowed, a restaurant table where hands met across the linen, and the absence isn't just a void, it's a presence in itself, a ghost of happiness that lingers. This isn't morbid, it's simply the way the heart remembers, the way it processes the vastness of a life that was once intertwined. The what-ifs are a natural part of this process, not a sign of weakness, but an exploration of the myriad paths life could have taken. What if that conversation had gone differently? What if we had chosen another city, another path? These aren't regrets in the bitter sense, but rather a gentle tracing of the edges of a life that was, and a life that could have been. It's like looking at a beautifully drawn map, noticing all the roads not taken, each one a whisper of a different journey. This contemplation is a form of love itself, a way of keeping the memory alive, not just as a static photograph, but as a living, breathing possibility that continues to shape our understanding of the world. Even in the silence, there is a language of enduring love, a dialogue conducted in the heart's quiet chambers. It's the lingering scent of a beloved perfume on an old scarf, the way a certain song can bring a tear to your eye, not from sadness alone, but from the sheer beauty of the memory it evokes. This profound engagement with absence, this melancholic reflection, is not about dwelling in sorrow. It is about acknowledging the intricate tapestry of our lives, woven with threads of presence and absence, joy and sorrow, all contributing to the richness of our experience. It is a quiet understanding that the love, though its immediate form has changed, has not vanished. It has simply transformed, becoming a part of the air we breathe, the thoughts we think, the person we have become. There are moments, however, when this quiet ache intensifies, when the what might have been feels less like a gentle reflection and more like a profound, almost physical yearning. It might be during a significant life event, a child's graduation, a personal achievement, a quiet milestone reached alone. In these instances, the imagined reaction of the lost loved one becomes incredibly vivid. You can almost hear their words of pride, feel their embrace. The absence isn't just a space, it's a gaping hole, a missing piece in a picture that feels otherwise complete. It's in these moments that the idea of ambiguous loss truly resonates. The person is gone, yet their psychological presence is undeniable, a constant, silent companion. The brain, in its attempt to make sense of this paradox, continues to fire along neural pathways associated with them, keeping their essence alive within us. It's a poignant reminder that love, in its deepest form, transcends mere physical presence. It becomes an integral part of our inner world, a guiding star even when the sky is clouded. This is not despair, but a raw, honest encounter with the enduring power of connection, a recognition that some bonds are simply too profound to ever truly sever, even if their form has changed. Yet even in the deepest recesses of this quiet ache, a subtle beauty emerges. It's the understanding that the love itself was real, profoundly real, and that its impact continues to ripple through our existence. This melancholic reflection isn't a burden. It's a testament to the depth of our capacity to love. It teaches us resilience, not by hardening us, but by showing us the enduring strength of the human heart. We learn to carry this absence, not as a weight, but as a part of our story, a chapter that, though poignant, is essential to the narrative of who we are. We begin to see that the what-ifs are not meant to torment, but to illuminate the preciousness of what was. The quiet moments of contemplation become less about longing for what is gone, and more about appreciating the indelible mark left behind. It's a form of quiet reverence for a love that shaped us, that taught us, and that continues, in its own silent way, to guide us. This quiet ache, while profound, does not define the entirety of our existence. It is a part of the rich tapestry, a somber thread woven amongst brighter hues. And as we navigate these silent spaces, we often find that life, in its persistent and gentle way, continues to whisper its own truths, offering unexpected comforts and reminding us that even in absence, there is room for new light to enter. Yet, even in the quietest corners of the heart, where the echoes of what might have been linger like a forgotten perfume, life finds a way to whisper its gentle truths. We carry our past loves not as burdens, but as intricate threads woven into the very fabric of who we become. This truth, often obscured by sorrow, reveals itself in the most unassuming moments, offering unexpected comfort. After the profound ache of absence, one might expect an endless winter of the soul. But the human spirit, much like a garden after a long drought, possesses an innate capacity for quiet resurgence. It is in the gentle rhythm of daily life, in the unexpected warmth of a morning sunbeam, or the simple act of tending to a potted plant, that solace begins to unfurl. These are not grand gestures, but subtle shifts, like the turning of a tide, that signal a movement away from profound longing towards a quiet appreciation of the now. Sometimes, the quietest rooms hold the loudest echoes of a life once shared. But even those echoes learn to share their space with new, softer sounds. Consider the solitary act of making tea, a ritual for many. The gentle clatter of the ceramic cup, the rising steam carrying the scent of bergamot or chamomile, the warmth seeping into one's hands. These small, deliberate actions, once perhaps shared, now hold their own quiet dignity. They are not replacements for a cherished presence, but rather affirmations of one's own enduring existence. Psychologists often speak of mindfulness, the practice of anchoring oneself in the present moment, And it is precisely in these mundane yet mindful acts that a subtle comfort takes root. The brain, ever seeking connection, finds it in the sensory richness of the immediate world. A brisk walk through a local park, for instance, where the rustle of leaves underfoot and the distant calls of birds create a symphony of presence. There is a specific kind of peace found in observing the resilience of nature, the way a tiny sprout pushes through concrete, or how the seasons unfurl with unwavering certainty. Isn't it remarkable how a fleeting glance, decades ago, can still illuminate the corners of our present solitude? Much like a sudden scent, can bring a distant memory close? And then there are the gentle, unexpected connections that bloom in the most surprising places. A brief, genuine smile from a barista who remembers your usual order. A shared laugh with a neighbor over a comical garden mishap. These are not the grand passions of yesteryear, nor do they seek to fill the void left by a significant loss. Instead, they are like tiny luminous fireflies in the twilight, offering a soft glow without demanding the intensity of a full moon. They remind us that the human heart, even when bruised, retains its capacity for connection, for warmth, a kind word from an acquaintance, a shared moment of understanding with a new friend, met at a book club. These small interactions, often overlooked in the grand narrative of our lives, are the very threads that weave a new tapestry of gentle companionship. They speak to the inherent human need for belonging, a need that persists even when the most profound bonds have been severed. It is a testament to our resilience, this quiet unfolding of new relationships, however subtle. Like a beloved book, certain chapters of our hearts are reread endlessly, each time revealing a new nuance. Even our pets, with their unwavering affection and uncomplicated needs, offer a profound source of solace. The purr of a cat on one's lap, the loyal gaze of a dog, the simple joy of their presence. These are grounding forces, anchors in the sometimes turbulent seas of memory. They do not judge, they simply are, offering unconditional love and a constant, comforting presence. This quiet companionship, devoid of the complexities of human relationships, can be a profound balm for a grieving heart. It reminds us that love, in its purest form, exists beyond words and expectations, a simple exchange of affection and presence. The scent of rain on dry earth, or a particular melody, can transport us across decades in an instant, proving love's timeless grip, but pets ground us firmly in the now. Sometimes, comfort arrives in the form of a forgotten hobby rediscovered. The rhythmic click of knitting needles, the meditative stroke of a paintbrush, the focused concentration required to solve a complex puzzle. These activities, once perhaps relegated to the background of a busier life, now offer a sanctuary, a space where the mind can engage without the constant pull of introspection. They are a gentle form of self-care, a way to nurture the inner self, reminding us that we are capable of creating, of learning, of finding joy in our own company. The act of creating something, however small, can be incredibly empowering, a quiet assertion of one's agency in a world that often feels beyond control. It's a subtle form of healing, allowing the mind to wander creatively rather than dwell on what is absent. And sometimes, humor, unexpected and fleeting, pierces through the quietude. A silly mistake, a comical observation, a moment of lightheartedness that catches one off guard. These moments are precious, not because they erase sorrow, but because they prove that joy, however fleeting, is still a part of the human experience. They are like sun showers on a cloudy day, brief but undeniably bright, reminding us that laughter, even a gentle chuckle, is a powerful antidote to melancholy. It's a reminder that life, despite its profound losses, retains its capacity for whimsy, for unexpected delight. These aren't forced moments of gaiety, but genuine, unbidden sparks of amusement that remind us of our enduring capacity for lightness. It's a quiet rebellion against the gravity of grief, a gentle nod to the absurdity and beauty of simply being alive. The true revelation here is not the eradication of past sorrow, but the profound realization that the present, in its unassuming quietude, holds its own distinct and valuable form of solace. It is the understanding that while the grand symphony of a past love may have ended, the world continues to offer its own gentle melodies, its own quiet harmonies. This isn't about moving on in the sense of forgetting, but rather moving forward with an enriched understanding that life, in its continuous unfolding, still holds beauty and meaning, even in the absence of what was once central. It is the quiet triumph of resilience, the subtle affirmation that the heart, though marked by loss, remains open to the gentle whispers of comfort that surround it. This understanding allows for a graceful acceptance of life's ebb and flow. The quiet persistence of our past loves remains, woven into our very being, but it no longer overshadows the present. Instead, it informs it, enriching our capacity for empathy, for appreciation of the smaller, softer joys. We learn to navigate the silent spaces not with despair, but with a quiet dignity, finding pockets of warmth and connection in the everyday. The memory of what was becomes a cherished part of our history, a foundation upon which a new, perhaps quieter, but equally meaningful present is built. We leave this chapter with a renewed sense of the present's quiet offerings, understanding that life continues to unfold, enriched by the past rather than defined by its absence. This gentle shift in perspective, this embrace of the subtle comforts, paves the way for a deeper introspection into how these very experiences have sculpted the self, preparing us for a profound realization of love's enduring legacy, not just as memory, but as an integral part of who we have become. Isn't it remarkable how a fleeting glance, decades ago, can still illuminate the corners of our present solitude? We carry within us not just memories, but the very essence of those we have loved, their perspectives, their quirks, their quiet wisdom. Each significant relationship, like a sculptor's careful hand, has left its indelible mark, shaping the contours of our inner landscape. Have you ever found yourself adopting a new habit or particular turn of phrase, only to realize it was a subtle echo of someone you once held dear? Consider how a partner's passion for classical music might have subtly steered your own appreciation, transforming a mere background noise into a source of profound solace. Or how their unwavering optimism in the face of adversity instilled in you a resilience you never knew you possessed. These aren't just external influences. They become woven into the fabric of who you are, creating a richer, more complex tapestry of self. The brain in its intricate dance forms neural pathways that, while not physically embodying the lost individual, certainly echo their presence in our responses and thoughts. Is it not a comfort to think that their spirit, in some way, continues to guide your own? Psychologists often speak of internalized others, a concept that beautifully captures how we carry aspects of significant people within our own psychological framework. It's not a burden, but a testament to the profound interconnectedness of human experience. This internal dialogue, this whisper of a loved one's perspective, can be a guiding light, offering comfort and clarity long after they have departed. It's a subtle alchemy where two souls, for a time, merge and then, even in separation, continue to resonate within each other. How often do we find ourselves reflecting on a situation only to hear their voice, their advice, echoing in our minds? Perhaps a shared love for a particular author, a philosophical bent, or even a simple habit like a morning coffee ritual continues to define a part of your daily rhythm. These are not mere habits. They are echoes, living proof of a shared life. They remind us that love, in its true form, is not merely an emotion but a transformative force. It expands our horizons, challenges our assumptions, and ultimately helps us discover facets of ourselves we might never have known existed. Think of a beloved garden, nurtured over years. Each plant, each flower, contributes to its overall beauty. And even when one element fades, its essence, its contribution to the soil, remains, enriching what grows next. Our lives are much the same, a constant cycle of growth, loss, and renewal, each stage informed by what came before. Can you recall a moment when a past love unexpectedly shaped a present choice? The lessons learned are particularly potent. The patience cultivated, the empathy deepened, the understanding gained about the complexities of another human heart. These are invaluable treasures that no amount of time can diminish. They become the bedrock of our character, the quiet wisdom that guides our decisions and shapes our interactions with the world. We don't just remember a person, we embody the changes they wrought within us. Research on post-traumatic growth indicates that profound experiences, including loss, can lead to personal transformation, revealing new strengths and understandings. This isn't just theory, it's the quiet evolution of our very being. I recall a friend who, years after her husband's passing, found herself meticulously tending a rose garden, a hobby he had cherished. In each bloom, she saw not just a flower, but a continuation of his gentle spirit, a living legacy. This profound realization that we are not merely individuals but composites of all the significant affections we've known can be a moment of astonishing clarity. It's like looking into a finely polished mirror and seeing not just your own reflection, but the subtle, beautiful imprints of every hand that has ever touched your soul. It's a recognition that love, even in its absence, continues its work, refining and enriching the very essence of who you are. How do these imprints manifest in your own life today? The ache of loss, while still present, begins to transform into a profound gratitude for the sculpting process itself. You become aware that the love wasn't merely had and then lost. It was absorbed, integrated, and made an intrinsic part of your being. This is the enduring legacy, the quiet triumph over time and separation. It's a powerful affirmation of the human spirit's capacity to carry love, not as a burden, but as an intricate, beautiful design. Isn't it fascinating how a shared laugh, a particular phrase, or even a specific way of looking at the world can become so deeply ingrained that it feels intrinsically you? Our identity is not a solitary monument, but a magnificent cathedral, built over time, each stone laid with care by the hands of those who have loved us. Embracing this understanding brings a unique sense of wholeness. It is the acceptance that every past affection contributes to the intricate mosaic of who we are today. We are not defined by the absence, but by the indelible presence of what was. The self, therefore, is not a static entity, but a living, breathing testament to the profound and often mysterious power of human connection. What quiet strengths have you discovered within yourself, born from these past affections? This integration of past experiences into our present identity is not about dwelling in the past, but about recognizing its profound, ongoing contribution to our evolving self. It allows us to move forward, not forgetting, but carrying the richness of our past loves as an integral part of our present journey, a quiet strength that emanates from within. This isn't a passive acceptance, it's an active integration, a conscious acknowledgement of the profound impact others have had on our journey. It's recognizing that the love we shared, in its essence, never truly departs. It merely transforms, becoming a part of our internal landscape, guiding our steps and coloring our perceptions. The quiet confidence that comes from understanding this sculpted self is a profound anchor in a world of constant change. This exploration will culminate in a profound realization of how every past affection contributes to the intricate mosaic of who we are today. setting the stage for a serene acceptance of life's complexities, where love's echoes serve as a guiding presence. And so, the tapestry woven, the self sculpted, we arrive at a quiet knowing, a serene horizon where the echoes of love are not ghosts, but guiding lights. This journey through memory and loss, through the vibrant hues of connection and the muted shades of absence, ultimately leads us to a profound understanding. It is the wisdom gleaned from a lifetime of loving deeply, of feeling intensely, and of learning to carry both joy and sorrow with grace. We find ourselves standing on this serene precipice, looking back at the landscape of our lives, not with longing for what was, but with a quiet confidence in what remains. Have you too felt this quiet confidence? This knowing that transcends mere memory? True acceptance, we discover, is not about forgetting or erasing the past. It is about integrating every experience, every touch, every word into the fabric of our present. It is the realization that the love we shared, the bonds we forged, have not vanished into thin air. Instead, they have transformed, becoming an intrinsic part of our very being. Like the deep roots of an ancient tree, these foundational loves continue to nourish us even when the branches reach for a new sky. Consider how a beloved melody, once vibrant and new, slowly becomes a classic, its notes resonating with a deeper meaning through the years. Our past loves are much the same. They are not fading refrains, but timeless compositions that play on within us, subtly influencing our choices, our perspectives, and our capacity for empathy. The scientific understanding of memory, particularly emotional memory, supports this. These experiences are not merely stored, but actively shape our neural pathways, influencing our responses to the world long after the initial event. This isn't to say the ache of loss entirely dissipates. It often remains, a gentle undercurrent, a reminder of the depth of what was. But with acceptance, this ache transforms from a sharp pain into a tender reverence. It becomes a testament to the beauty of having loved so profoundly that its absence can still stir the soul. We learn to appreciate the bittersweet nature of life, understanding that joy and sorrow are not opposites, but rather two sides of the same exquisitely carved coin. Think of the way a sculptor works with stone. Each strike, each chisel mark, removes a part of the original form, yet what emerges is a new, more refined shape. Our lives are sculpted by these experiences of love and loss. The people we loved, the moments we shared, they are the tools that have carved our character, revealing strengths and vulnerabilities we might never have known we possessed. We carry within us the echoes of their laughter, the wisdom of their words, the warmth of their presence, not as burdens, but as gifts that continue to unfold. This enduring presence of love's echoes becomes a guiding light. It informs how we approach new connections, how we navigate challenges, and how we find beauty in the everyday. It grants us a unique lens through which to view the world, one that is richer, more nuanced, and deeply compassionate. We learn to see the interconnectedness of all things, recognizing that every interaction, every shared glance, holds the potential for profound meaning. The wisdom gained from a lifetime of love and loss is a quiet strength. It's the ability to sit with discomfort, to understand that not all questions have immediate answers, and to trust in the resilience of the human spirit. It's the calm assurance that even when life takes unexpected turns, the foundations of love remain. This is the essence of a serene horizon, a place where the past is honored, the present is embraced, and the future is met with an open heart. We become, in essence, curators of our own emotional museums, where each memory is a cherished artifact, not gathering dust, but radiating its unique story. These stories are not just for us. They shape our interactions with others, making us more understanding, more patient, more loving. How often do we find ourselves offering advice or comfort to a younger person, drawing upon the deep well of our own past experiences, even those tinged with sorrow? It is in these moments that the echoes of our past loves truly guide us, transforming personal history into universal wisdom. The quiet confidence of a heart that has loved deeply is a powerful force. It's a knowing that transcends fleeting emotions, a steady flame that continues to burn even through the fiercest winds. This confidence isn't born of invulnerability, but from the profound understanding that vulnerability itself is a strength, a gateway to deeper connection. It allows us to face the world with an open hand, ready to give and receive, knowing that even in loss, love itself is never truly lost. It simply changes form, becoming an integral part of the narrative we carry forward. It's like the way a river, even after it has flowed into the sea, continues to influence the ocean's currents. Its journey never truly ends, but merges into a larger, continuous flow. This ultimate acceptance is not a surrender to fate, but an active embrace of the complexity of existence. It is the profound realization that our lives are not defined by the absence of what once was, but by the enduring presence of its impact. The echoes are no longer faint whispers from a distant past, but a harmonious chorus, a symphony of all the loves that have shaped us, playing on in the present moment. This is the true serenity, to feel completely whole, not despite the losses, but because of them, understanding that each thread, bright or dark, contributes to the unparalleled beauty of our individual tapestry. It is a quiet, profound affirmation of life itself, in all its intricate, heartbreaking, and glorious forms. And so, we stand on this serene horizon, gazing out at the vast expanse of our lives, feeling the gentle breeze of time on our faces. The past is not a burden we carry, but a rich soil from which we continue to grow. The echoes of love, once perhaps a source of longing, are now a comforting presence, a familiar melody that reminds us of the depth of our capacity to connect, to feel, to live. We are not merely survivors of loss. We are testaments to the enduring power of love, its ability to transform, to sculpt, and to guide us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world. This is the quiet peace that comes with knowing that every heart that has loved deeply carries within it an eternal flame, a beacon that illuminates the path forward. This journey, though personal, is universal. It is the shared human experience of a heart that beats to the rhythm of both presence and absence, finding solace in the intricate dance of memory and hope. May these reflections offer a sense of peace, a quiet reassurance that the love we carry within us is never truly gone, but forever woven into the fabric of who we are, a guiding presence on our own unique, serene horizons. This journey, though personal, is universal. It is the shared human experience of a heart that beats to the rhythm of both presence and absence, finding solace in the intricate dance of memory and hope. May these reflections offer a sense of peace, a quiet reassurance that the love we carry within us is never truly gone, but forever woven into the fabric of who we are, a guiding presence on our own unique, serene horizons.